Hello, this is Claus Jensen. In this video I'm going to analyze a game I played on ICCF. It ended only yesterday, and it's a Petroff Defence game. I'm playing white here. The Petroff is known as being somewhat drawish, but I think in this game we'll see some attacking ideas against this opening. The first few moves mainline moves, and here I play knight c3. Another idea here is to play c4, but I always preferred the knight c3 systems, which has been played by top players like Anand and others. In many lines, the exchange of knights on c3 will give white a somewhat weakened pawn structure, some might say, but on the other hand, as we shall see here, it gives white the half-open b file to put some pressure on the queen side here, and the other rook is ideally placed in the e file. And the c pawn the c4 push is of course something to play for here, which will eliminate the double pawn and give white some control of the center. So the system is played a lot of times, and I played it a lot of times. Black here simplifies things a little, exchanging bishops here, and I play rook b1 as to put some pressure on the b file. Knight a5, protecting b7, and also heading for c4, very natural move. And here I play bishop f4. I think another move here is queen f5, but bishop f4 looks natural, putting a little pressure on c7 in some lines, and connecting the rooks if that should be necessary. Bishop f6 was played, and I put my knight on the very good square e5, and I think here maybe black should exchange this knight, as it proves later in the game that this knight is very dangerous. So in the light of the development in the game, then the exchange here would be good. I think I would have a taking back with the rook, and now, for example, f6, playing my rook back to e3 and planning to put it on h3, perhaps. Something like this could happen, c6, doubling rooks in e-file, rook f7 to prevent rook e7, and then ideas could be h4 perhaps, or maybe rook h3, I don't know. But in any case, I think black is pretty solid here, and it's an idea for him surely to take on a e5, but he didn't. He chose instead to play rook e8, and now I played queen g3. And again, if he takes on e5 now, then I take back, and then I have a double threat on g7 and c7, and that would be a mistake. So he cannot take on e5 now. Another idea for black here is to play rook f8, very defensive move, and a move very hard to find because he has just played rook e8, and playing rook f8 in the next move would admit that rook e8 was a mistake, and I think most chess players have problems admitting those sort of things. But I think rook f8 is a nice defensive move. But he didn't play that in the game. He instead chose rook c8, protecting the c7 pawn. But now comes knight g4, and after a exchange of rooks here, black retreats his bishop to e7. But instead he might have tried bishop h4, and then I can play knight h6 check, king f8, queen h3, and if he takes on h6 now, then I can take the bishop, and then mate is just around the corner. So that won't work for him. So he played bishop e7 in this position, but now come knight h6 check again, and of course the knight cannot be taken because the g pawn is pinned, and king f8. And now I played a very strong move. Actually, there are more strong moves in this position, but I chose queen d3, threatening on h7, and black cannot take here. He cannot take the. Just a minute. I'll show here. If he takes here, then I take on h7, and he has to move his king to avoid getting mated. But then I simply take all the pawns on the king side and have a very strong attack. And this is a 1 for white. So he cannot take on h6. In fact, he has to play g6 to block the attack on h7. And now I can move my queen to h3 instead, again pointing at the h7 pawn, and also having threats here on the rook on c8 should the black queen leave d8. So a multi-purpose move here, a very good attacking move. Black tries to get his knight back to help in defense, but it's already too late because now I can play a knight sack here. I can take on f7, which is winning in all variations. For example, queen e8 here. Then I simply play a knight to e5, and I have one pawn at this point, and I have a very strong attack still. For example, exchange of knights here, then bishop h6 check, and take with the rook here. And if, for example, rook g8, queen e6 check, queen f7, queen takes e7, then I have one back. Then I have one a piece, and I still have a very good position. So this is of course clearly won. So that won't work. In the game he took on f7, and then I played queen takes h7 check. And here, if queen e8, king e8, then I simply take on g6 with check, and after king d7, queen e6 check, king e8, and then rook e3 with the idea to go to g3 and g8 with checkmate, and there's nothing black can do to avoid the mate, or at least lose a lot of material. So again, this is clearly won. In the game, black played king f6, and now he is walking into a mating net from where there's no escape here. After the very strong h4. Now there are only one square left for the king at this point. He has only one escape square. So after the queen g8, we play bishop g5 check. He has to go to the only square available, f5. And now queen takes e7, and after knight takes e7, then we have a mate in 2. Can you spot the mate in 2 here? Yes, of course. If you look at which escape squares are available for their king, then you will see that the g4 is the only square at this point. And if you play f3, then you threaten mate on both e5 with the rook or g4 with the pawn. And black is not able to cover both of these threats, so he will be mated in the next move. And in this position, white resigned the game. A very good attacking game, I think. I hope you enjoyed this little game, and I hope to see you on my blog at clausjensen.com. Bye bye for now.